Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us today on this fantastic Thursday. Is it or Tuesday? Gosh, I lose my day sometimes. It's Thursday. Fantastic Thursday evening for me, morning, afternoon for you, or middle of the night for some of you, I know. I hope you've had an awesome day, whatever part of it you're in so far. My name is Kalpesh Patel. I'm your host tonight for the Nuts and Bolts training, where we bring the skills that creates wealth for millions of people around the world in this amazing industry called network marketing. So if you're brand new here today, just joining us for the first time, then welcome to you, especially because we always welcome new people. We want to give as much value as possible to as many new people as possible to empower us as a community worldwide that stands for something more than average. That's what the conversation is always about. How do we raise our vibration? How do we increase our capacity to think beyond our history or our experiences? How do we navigate the toughest waters of all, which are the waters of entrepreneurship? I love entrepreneurs. I love all the people on this Zoom for the simple reason that you're willing to watch this instead of watching some other nonsense on a screen that's not going to add any value, not going to improve your life, not going to improve the lives of anyone around you. And so that's a big choice, because we are creatures of habit, and most of us continue to do the things that do not serve us for far too long, and we pay a horrible price at the end of that journey, right? What am I talking about? I'm talking about people that ignore what they eat and end up with unnecessary self-inflicted health challenges. It's tough enough already. We don't need to add to the load. I'm talking about people that sit in front of TVs watching stuff that, to be honest, it's nothing more than killing boredom. So, and the only reason that human beings ever bored enough to watch TV just for the sake of watching TV is because they haven't found something big in their lives, right? And so they lack purpose oftentimes. They lack some kind of a passion, some kind of a hobby, a reason to do something else. Television is normally the default of not having something better to do. How many times have you been sat in front of the TV with your remote control, eating junk, not doing anything in particular, not even paying attention to what's on the screen, like your mind wanders off, and maybe somebody phones up and says, hey, do you fancy doing this? And bang, you jump out of the sofa, get all excited, and off you go because there's a better option. So rather than waiting for a better option to show up, what if we started creating better options for ourselves? I'm all about proactively designing our life, all right? And it's not easy. I do not want to make it sound like, it's a walk in the park. We are overriding huge habits that have been there for years, oftentimes decades. Undoing that stuff is no joke, all right? But I want to do everything I can to empower us to do that stuff, all right? Now, I'm not saying never watch TV. Those of you that know me know that I love watching great movies that have great lessons in them. I really enjoy that kind of stuff. I really love watching especially bios, like live real life stories of people, or documentaries of people's journeys, because I think we can all learn from each other, right? Everyone has their own journey, their own experiences, and those around the world that share theirs with the world are, for me, the best people on the planet, because they get past themselves. They're not worried about being judged. They're not worried about being called names. They're not worried about people throwing stones at them. They get over all of that nonsense and share anyway, so that somebody out there somewhere is reached, touched, moved, inspired to be a better version of themselves, right? So I'm a big fan of all of those people that get over themselves to do something for themselves and for the people around them, right? And eventually the ripple effect for the planet. Network marketing is the industry in my world that serves that more than anything else does, all right? Allows us to come together like this, to unite and lock arms with each other and support each other, share with each other, grow together, learn together, and help each other to win. Where else? Show me one other place where this symbiotic, synchronistic scenario happens, where you can bump into an absolute stranger. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I was out and about, we're heading off to a meeting, and I parked up my car, and as I parked up, 3 guys from Uganda were just standing in that car park, having a chit chat, having a laugh and a joke with each other. And they were just staring at my car. They got fascinated, right? And they came over, and one of the guys said, excuse me, sir, can I take a picture inside of your car? I said, of course you can. So I jumped out, he jumped in, and yep, it is Dubai. You don't have to worry about them, slamming the door shut and racing off into the distance. That doesn't happen over here. So, they jumped into the seat, and they were so proud. They're so excited. They'd never sat in a car like that before. They were taking pictures, and they were grinning. They were excited. They were like so thankful, so grateful just for sitting in a car. Think about that. The joy that I was able to share with 3 human beings that I don't know. They were so overjoyed. And one of them said that this has been a dream of mine all of my life. And I called him on that. I said, has it really? Or is it just something you said? Because everyone thinks about sitting in nice cars when they're young kids. That's just what young kids do. Now, has it really been a dream? He said, yes. I said, well, if it's been a dream, I help people make dreams come true. And I can show you how to get one of these if you're serious. I was speaking to the one that showed up as the leader, right? He was the one that approached me and spoke to me and started building the conversation. The others joined in, of course, but the one that reached out to me first. And I said, look, if you're serious, I can show all of you how to move in this direction, right? I can't guarantee anything. I can't promise anything. But if you're saying that you've got a dream, I help people make their dreams come true all over the world. And nothing happens by accident. Today was a divine meeting. There's no coincidence that you 3 were standing here having a laugh and a joke, and I pulled up and parked right here in front of you, and you have a dream of this. Let's connect. Give me a number. I said, I'm going to reach out to you, and we'll speak about where you're at and what you want. And then let's see if we can do something. Anyway, long story short, today he messaged me because I gave him a missed call. He messaged me this morning, first thing. He's like, Mr. Patel, can you tell me more about what you were saying yesterday? How can you help us? We've been talking about it all night. I'm like, now we're talking. See, when somebody says they have a dream and then they're talking about it all night, that's when you know they're serious. How many people talk about having a dream, but when it comes to actually speaking about the dream, nothing going on? These guys talked about it all night. I'm excited. That's what I want to hear. That's the message I want to receive. They did not wait for me to reach out to them. They reached out to me. How are we going to do this? Now I'm in. And so I'm glad you messaged. Because I'm going to send you a video. When you've watched the video, you call me with any questions. Make sure you make notes. And any questions you've got, we'll get them handled. Can you watch a video? It's about 45, 50 minutes long. They said, yes, we can. I said, all of you watch it together, and then I'll get your questions answered. I sent them the video. Literally, within an hour of me sending the link, they messaged back. We've seen the video. We've got a group now, right? We've seen the video. We love it. We're in. How do we start? I said, give me a shout in the morning. We'll arrange to meet up, and I'll help you on board. No problem at all. Done. Can it be that easy? I don't know. It is for me. It is for me. That's all I can say. It is for me. Every single day I can do that. All right. And some of you might be thinking, yeah, but that's because you've got a flashy car. No, I can do that without the flashy car. I've been doing this day in, day out most of my life. I was doing it when I was 11 in school. I'd steal people from the queue at the tuck shop and say, listen, I can get you the Mars bar a little bit less. I can get you that can of Coke a little bit less. I can get you that packet of crisps a little bit less. What are you buying today? I'm buying this, this, and this. Listen, they're going to charge you that. I'm going to charge you this. And then I'd meet them in the corridor, get into my goodies bag, give them what they wanted, collect the cash. Off I went. Profits better than wages all day long, every day of the week. 11 years old. I've been doing that. I've been talking to people, making their life better and making my life better at the same time. What's difficult about that, people? What is difficult? See, I find it fascinating when people say, I don't know how to share this. Why? Why don't you know how to share the gift that keeps on giving? Why don't you know how to share about an innovative company that's ahead of the curve, that's got a proven track record, that's got the most awesome owners on the planet, that's got more results than any other company I've ever seen on the planet, history, full stop, in over 100 years of network marketing? This company has done more for more people in an integrous and solid and documented and joyful way than any other program, platform, system that I've ever seen in my entire life. Maybe I've got a little bit of conviction around this, right? Maybe my passion and excitement are the reason that it's easy for me. Well, if that's the case, can't you just plug into the same passion and excitement? Maybe that's what's missing, right? I'm just excited. I'm excited at everyone I meet. Then literally no more than 5 minutes after I finish with these guys, my friend turns up, pulls up in his beautiful flashy car as well. And as it's driving along, he pulls up next to me and the three guys are still there. And by this time, I'm convinced they're thinking, what the hell's going on here? And my brother from another mother, Dizzy, shows up and he parks up. And by now they're sold, right? They're like, what the hell's going on? Who are these guys? What are they up to? Anyway, we don't know how to use the parking, right? It's local parking. We're new to that kind of the way that Dubai works. So in this particular place, it was a pay-as-you-go, but there's no website or anything. So there was a guy with a chauffeur getting into his car. And I went, excuse me, sir, can you help me? He said, yes. How can I help you? I said, I'm new to this way of parking. Can you please tell me how it works? He said, yes, of course. Open your SMS. I did. He said, do this, this, and this. I did. And off it went. I said, thank you. You know what? I want to return the favor. I said, what do you do? He said, I've been working, what did he say? I can't remember now. I think he says he's an engineer for one of the companies here in Dubai. I said, are you a local Emirati? He said, no. He said, I'm from Pakistan, but I was born here and raised here. And I've lived here my whole life. I said, fantastic. I said, I'm really glad to have met you. And do you know what? I'll repay the favor. I said, do you know much about cryptocurrency? He said, no, teach me. That's what he said. No, teach me. I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. He said, no, I've heard about it. I know about it, but I don't know anything. I don't know how to do it. I said, you couldn't have met a better person. That's exactly what I do for a living. I teach people about cryptocurrency. I said, let's exchange numbers. I'll reach out to you tomorrow, share some information, and let's see what we can do. So I've dropped the ball there. I haven't reached out to him yet because I've been out most of the day, but I will. I'll send him a message probably after this Zoom now and send him the video to watch, right? And arrange to meet him tomorrow as well. Why not? Guys, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? That's what I want to know. What is your hiccup? Identify where you're stopped. Identify where you talk yourself down. You have something in your hands that changes lives. If you can't see that, let's clean your lenses. Let's take the crap out of your eyes, whatever that might be, historical, experiential, other people's opinions, whatever it is. Let's clear the crap out of your eyes and out of your minds so you can be freed up around this amazing time of your life where the universe has delivered something to you that if you just get yourself out of the way, you can smash it. Not poke it with a stick, not hope it works out, not walk around it having a little sniff and a little bit of a, what is this? No, absolutely smash the living daylights out of this moment in your life that can transform it forever. Boom. How about that? Transform it forever. And then I went window shopping as I do. I'm not one for blowing money. I've gone past that phase in my life, but I do like to walk into nice shops and meet motivated sales assistants. So I walked into the AP shop, and that's a flashy watch company basically. And I walked into the AP shop and I said, yeah, excuse me, how do I put myself on the list for people that are interested in AP watches? And got into a conversation with one of the people and started interacting. And he asked me, so what do you do, sir? It's one of the, I know that's what they ask you when you put your name on lists in flashy shops, right? So I love that little interaction. They take a little survey. What's your name? Where do you live? And what do you do? I love that question. I wait for that question. What do you do? I help people like you get out of jobs that they don't like and into a better place financially. If you love your job, I can't help you. But if this is a bridge, if it's a stopgap for somewhere better, I can help. That's what I do. What do you mean? Curiosity. Bang. Listen, now's not the time or place to talk about that, but let's finish the form. And if you give me your number, we can speak later on or tomorrow. Easy peasy. How many of you walk in and out of retail outlets, looking at stuff, buying stuff even, and not having that extra little bit of a conversation where you can make a difference to that person? Can you see how easy it is? But it's only easy if it's easy. Otherwise, it's really, really difficult. And where does easy and difficult happen? Right here. It's the relationship you have with yourself. Your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your self-talk determines whether you talk or don't, whether you speak up or keep quiet, whether you stay shy and do nothing and wish you had, or you get bold, you get courageous and just say, hello, I exist, I'm here, which is all you're doing, right? You're just sharing. Hi, what do you do? What do you do? When somebody asks you, what do you do? What do you do? Somebody, I'm an accountant. Oh, and by the way, I can help you do something. What? You've already lost them. You've bored them. Oh, accountant, boring. Oh, you can't help me. I'm a lawyer. Oh, nothing you can do for me. People, people are looking for an opportunity. When they say, what do? You don't talk about your career. For what? For what would you tell them about your career? Your career doesn't help them. I'm the CEO of a company. So what? Unless you're hiring, so what? Makes no difference to them. All of your stars and stripes and badges and labels mean nada to the other person. Zero curiosity, zero excitement, zero enthusiasm, zero engagement. It's a dead-end conversation. Why on earth would you create dead-end conversations? It's insane, right? What we do. We're in the business and we shoot ourselves in the foot. It's insane. So guys and girls, wake up. That's what I'm saying. Wake up and realize what's going on here. You are no longer the label that you've been prancing around the world as for however many years you've been doing it, right? Nobody cares. I'm an analyst. I'm this, I'm that. So what? Unless that makes a difference to them, it's irrelevant. Do you get it? What's relevant to them is what do you do that can help them? Do you see that? I help people like you get into a better place financially. I teach people how to get into crypto. I show people how to win in crypto by eliminating much of the risk and volatility and creating stability. Whatever it is, like if they're into crypto, talk their language. If they're not, don't lose them. Keep it simple. Do you see what I'm saying? So be like aware. Increase and improve your sensory acuity. Where are they at? What's going to work in this interaction? What language have I got to use now? Many of you might have seen my Facebook video or YouTube video in the last couple of days of the event that I did, right? I covered the personality types. When you learn about people, and you start by learning about yourself, do you know what kind of personality type you are? What are your dominant traits? Which are the traits that you could do with improving? Become a chameleon. Start learning how to bring out other sides of you that you don't really pay much attention to because you're kind of in cruise control, autopilot most of your life. And you're only using the muscles that you're used to using. It's a safe place to be, right? Comfort zone. How about you experiment? Start bringing out other parts of your personality that will give you a much more rounded approach and access to connecting with more people and making a bigger difference, right? So work out your dominant traits in your personality and then see where you can do with improving. So get to know yourself better, learn which gears don't get used often in your life and start using those gears in communication with others. The better you get, the better your life gets. The better you get, the easier it is for you to climb the ranks and start winning and start designing the life that you dream about, turning your dreams into reality, into your truth, right? That's how all this stuff works. It's called manifestation. You have a dream, you focus on that dream day in, day out, laser focus on that dream. Then you connect that dream to the vehicle you've got at hand and you give it everything you've got. You give it everything you've got and you get it wrong a lot until you start getting it right a lot. And when you start getting it right a lot, it gets easier and easier and easier. And that becomes second nature. And then you too can talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime, with ease, and influence a conversation, impact a life, make a difference, create win-win scenarios. That's all we do, right? So if you're not in that zone, like if you're not committed to your own greatness, then don't expect great results. Simple formulas of life, right? If you're not committed to your own greatness, it's delusional to think your life is going to be transformed. Starts with you. Starts with working on yourself, getting the inner work done, so that by the time the universe knows who you are, it's already manifesting in the way that your life shows up. It's really simple stuff, guys and girls. I know a lot of books and trainers and speakers complicate this stuff. It really isn't. Get in touch with yourself, do a bit more meditating, zen out a little bit, go in, come to terms with your past, come to terms with your history, give yourself a break, forgive yourself, forgive the people that you think hurt you, take ownership, take responsibility, own how you feel about everything, and watch what happens. Get comfortable in your own skin. Get comfortable sharing. Be the powerful human being that's sitting underneath the feeling sorry for yourself, victim, playing small, that person. Just like be done with that. Make the decision to consciously be a rock star in your own life. Stand for yourself. Stand up for you. Like, get serious about that. Stand up for yourself. And watch, people come to you, they'll come flocking to you. Because who doesn't want to be around that energy? We call it charisma. What is charisma? It's nothing more than a human being that knows themselves. That's all it is. Once a human being knows themselves, they're charismatic. Everyone else is confused and living in fear and repelling people and getting into arguments and fights and frustrations and all of that kind of nonsense, right? Neighbors that don't talk to each other for decades. What the hell's that all about? Brothers and sisters that don't communicate for years. What kind of low-level growth is that? Children that never speak to their parents until it's too late and then start crying. What are you doing? Why is all that self-inflicted nonsense? Get over yourselves and learn that you have the power to get over anything and everything, including all the things that you think you can't get over. It's only in your hands. Nobody else controls that stuff, right? You get that? Nobody else controls how you feel about anything other than you. Own it. Own your nonsense. And then when you're ready, give it up. Give up your nonsense and step into your greatness. Step into your spirit. You're far more than what you see in the mirror, right? Step into that part of you, your high consciousness, that allows you to connect with any other human being at the highest level and greet them there. Don't greet them from the place of judgment and opinions and all of that nonsense that we do in our head. Rise above all of that. Imagine if you had that power. Guess what? You have. You've only got to look there. Most of us don't look there, right? The system sucks. Doesn't teach you any of this stuff. I know. It's cool. Don't worry about that. That's the system. The minute you're aware of this, then it's up to you. You can't blame the system once you're aware. That's what I love about this stuff. Once you're aware, everything that you blamed becomes nothing. You can't blame your parents. You can't blame society. You can't blame politics. You can't blame economics. You can't blame anything once you know. But if you don't know, that stuff will screw you up. Your parents loved you. They meant well when they said, study hard, get a good job, and you too can retire broke like everybody else. They meant well. They just weren't observant. They weren't looking around and saying, hold on a second. The advice I'm giving sucks for 95% of every human on the planet. Are you kidding me? Of the 5%, do you know only 1% retire wealthy? Like, it's insane. What rubbish advice. But they meant well. And if we never think for ourselves, we take that advice as gospel. And off we go, don't we? Into the sunset. Study hard as a teenager, giving up tons of hours, tons of years, 20, 25 years we put into that stuff, right? Studying all the stuff that keeps you broke. Congratulations. The illusion, right? Some of you make 5, 10 grand more than the person next door and you get excited about it. Nothing's going to change. You're just going to spend 5, 10 grand more. That's all, right? They're going to drink beer. You're going to drink champagne. That's all that happens. You're still in the same situation month to month. Most people are a month or two, at best 3 months away from bankruptcy. Do a checkup on your financial health. If you lost your job, for those that are working, or if your business failed, for those that have their own business, how long could you survive maintaining your current lifestyle? And the answer is, for 99% of people, given those stats, not long. Wow, what a formula. Kalpesh, get a good education and get yourself a good job. Yeah, right. Sorry, me no buy that plan. Thankfully, I was a little bit awakened earlier in life and saw things differently. Super blessed for that, by the way, always super grateful. But, you know, I just try and share that with people, like teach people this stuff, right? And then what happens? We grow up a little bit and we fall in love, and some of us get married and we have families, we do all the things that people do, right? But guess what? That comes with its own set of stuff, doesn't it? If we're with people, if we're with partners that are also not self-aware, then we feed off each other's insecurities and fears. We start spending money that we don't have. We start getting into debt to look good and fit in and show off to our neighbors. And look at me, I can afford these trainers and those watches and that car. And no, you can't. It's all borrowed. It's all debt. It's all throwing you into a reverse gear at speed. What kind of bullshit nonsense is that we've created in society that says I'd rather look good and fit in than create a beautiful life for myself, built around freedom, peace of mind, freedom of choice, empowerment. Wow. Where does that all happen? And then we've got the governments, right? Bless their souls. They all mean well, by the way. Our partners mean well, our parents mean well, teachers mean well, governments mean well, but they screw it up in every country, right? They just screw it up, don't they? It's not their fault. It's the system. The systems that we put together don't work. That's all. So it doesn't matter how good-hearted the prime minister or the president is or the dictator, doesn't matter. If the system is flawed, you're screwed if you follow that. And then what do? Because they know the system is screwed. They think, okay, the only way we're going to control the public is to put fear into them. And then they make you scared of trying anything, taking any risks, taking any chances. Oh, it's called a pyramid if you do that. Bullshit. It's called network marketing. What are you talking about? They plant these words into our vocabulary that, oh, it looks like a shape. I'm scared. Let me run back to my job. What are you doing? That's what I say to people when they come up with that. What are you talking about? Are you even thinking? Do you even know what you're talking about? What is that? I love toying with the conversation for a little while, right, before I enlighten people. When somebody says it looks like a pyramid, I really play a lot in that space. I love it. I thrive in it. I'm like, really? Pyramid? Oh my God, what is that? And the look on their face as they fumble around trying to find the words to explain something that they don't understand, right? And I know what they're trying to say and say, don't be stupid. Those things are illegal. But guess what? Network marketing, on the other hand, is a perfectly legal business system that smacks the pants off of any other system you could show me. And if you're open-minded enough to learn about it, I'll show you all about it. Boom. Now you make a difference. Can you see? Some of you start umming and ahhing when they say it's a pyramid because you don't know yourself. You go into panic. No, I put them into a panic, right? Throw it back. What are you talking about, pyramid? What is that? Explain it to me. I don't know. It's like, isn't it one of those things? No, it's not one of those things. What are you talking about? Here's what it is. We move products and services and ideas through people and get rewarded. What did you think it was? Billions a month of products and services and ideas get sold through this system every single week all over the world. And billions are paid out in commissions every single week all over the world. You're not tapping into that yet? What's going on? When did you get so scared? Bang. You have another awakened human being. So guys and girls, do not underestimate your power when you get educated, when you get knowledgeable, when you get confident and competent. You can go out there and smash this to pieces. There's no limit here. You've got the ultimate system in your hands, but it's worthless, absolutely worthless until you become the ultimate version of yourself. So work on you. Let's start cleaning up some of that stuff in your history. Let's start clearing. Imagine it like a whiteboard with those markers that not permanent markers. Some of you treat like a permanent marker, right? No, they're whiteboard markers. But some of you have forgotten the little, what do you call it? The thing that rubs the marking off, right? The board rubber. Some of you have forgotten, you've misplaced that. So you don't even know that you've got a board rubber. Just find your board rubber and go, shh, 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 shh. Give yourself a nice clean sheet and rewrite your history so you can rewrite your future. All right? Take control of your life again. Stop living in history. Stop living in your past. Stop living in stories about yourself that are not true. But you've told themselves so often to yourself. You've told your stories to yourself so often, you started believing at some point. You know the stories I'm talking about. The ones that have that little voice in the back of your mind that says you don't deserve it, you haven't got what it takes, you're not worthy, you're too short, you're too tall, you're the wrong color, you live in the wrong country, you haven't got the right friends, whatever, you haven't got enough money, you haven't got enough time, whatever nonsense you tell yourself, stop it. Whatever nonsense you're telling yourself, stop it, give yourself a break and create something better. So I'm going to jump back in the room, just about on time here, loving it.